Kacy Paide of theinspiredoffice.com, coming to you with a brand new minimalism series video. So as you know from the rest of my videos, I'm a professional organizer and I like to share with you one item per video that I am letting go of, because I always want to show that the struggle is very real on this end too. Even professional organizers have to constantly be getting rid of things in order to live a light life. So I'm taking a bit of a departure today. Before that, I want to mention I am actually not shooting with an iPhone for the very first time, and I'm super excited. So I hope the sound is better. I hope the video quality is better. Please let me know if you notice. This is a big deal. It's something I've been putting off for a very long time, even though I've owned this camera for 2 years now. Moving forward, I'm doing something different today in that instead of going one by one, or instead of just doing one object per video, I want to share with you what's in my entire donations bag. So I of course always recommend to my clients, my readers, my viewers, that you always have a donations bag or a box going. For some of my clients, it's an area next to the foyer, or it's a closet, or they have an entire donations room when they're just starting to kind of ramp up and start their decluttering process. I always have a bag. It's a bit problematic because we have a smallish 1,000 square foot condo, meaning we're always looking at the donations bag. And what makes that even worse is because I do these videos, when I get to a point where I want to drive the bag to the thrift store, it actually sits around for weeks and sometimes even months because I want to wait to do a video for you. So these things just sit and sit. So I'm super excited today to be doing this, and then tomorrow take it all to the thrift store. So what I've learned, if anything, in my many years of being a professional organizer is that people are nosy. My clients always want to know how other people live and what other people collect and what other people struggle with. So I thought people may be curious to know what's in the professional organizer's bag. In my ever-growing journey towards minimalism, I am of course always letting go of things, and this bag here probably took, I don't know, 1 to 2 months to fill. And you're going to see that I also have a lot of the kind of mundane things of life. I get rid of some nice things, I get rid of some crappy things. So let me just share with you what's I think a super typical donations bag, all for the purpose of encouraging you to have one and just making you feel better about the fact that by nature of kind of being in the Western world and living in the United States, we have so much stuff coming at us and it can be hard to get rid of, but just be patient with yourself and do it. So let's dive in. First things first, the giant bag clip. I don't know why we've had this for so long. We don't use a bag clip. We put a rubber band around chips or what have you. I was doing a lot of kitchen organizing recently, so there's a lot of kitchen stuff in here. I recently started making my own chocolate. I sweeten it with honey and not sugar. And in getting all of the tools, this is like a spreader to kind of keep the chocolate even. Amazon was selling 2. It was like $1 or 2 more if you bought a set of 2 instead of 1. So I bought 2, and frankly I didn't need 2. I only needed 1. A lot of us, including myself, fall into this trap of buy one get one, or it's cheaper to just buy a couple, and I don't need this. I only needed 1. So somebody's getting a brand new spatula. I love socks. My favorite thing is just being cozy at home in the fall, and what I've realized is I really only wear wool socks, and these super fuzzy chunky cotton ones I haven't worn in a while. Those found their way into the bag. In the summer I almost always wear a straw hat. Well, this summer or spring I acquired a new one and I no longer need this one, and I only need 1 straw hat in my life, so the old one that I wore the last 2 summers goes. Anybody who's ever worked with me knows that I'm always carrying, this thing is dripping, even though it's empty, I'm always carrying with me a water bottle. If you've seen my one thing in, one thing out video, it won't surprise you that I recently bought a nice new water bottle, and this one that I've had for, oh goodness, 6 or 7 years is totally beat up, that doesn't even sit flat, is on its way out. This also came from my pantry. It was functional. It had some sentimental value. I remember when a friend gave this to me, like in 2001, after college. I made it my own. I put this pretty decoupage here. And my entire adult life, this has served as my candy box, my chocolate box, my sugar box. And in the last couple months, I've really cut back on sugar, and this box has almost always been empty, and I need that pantry space desperately for so many other things. Sure, I could use this box for something else, but I don't have a need for it right now. I'm willing to let that go. Just silly kitchen stuff, a little mixing bowl I didn't need. This is kind of a funny thing. This is a perfect example, actually, of just the silly stuff that we all acquire that somehow ends up staying in our lives for years and years longer than it needs to. My husband and I were at a horse race. His whole family was there. His sister found this on the ground and gave it to us. And we thought it would be funny to, come Christmas, give it to her as a gag gift. It's like an insulated horse cup. But the truth is, we don't have room in our life. We don't have room on the cup shelf in our kitchen to hang on to something that might be a funny gag gift for 10 minutes come December. So the insulated horse cup goes goodbye. I sold a desk. I sold my desk, my only desk, recently. I did that for a lot of reasons, but I really only sit at my dining table and work. The Inspired Office doesn't have an office. And this was in the desk. It's just a really cool, pretty divider for your office supplies. And I simply don't need it. Even though it's nice, even though it's barely used, even though it's a beautiful office supply, I don't use it. So that goes. These were my favorite PJ pants, house pants for summer for years and years and years. And last time I tried them on, I realized the elastic was totally shot. There's no saving these. You too may have something in your closet that is beyond repair, so get rid of that. Again, I get rid of office supplies all the time. Even if they're really beautiful and rare, it just doesn't matter if you don't use them. I love the store Muji, M-U-J-I. I believe they're only in New York, outside of Japan, but they've got these beautiful little Japanese office supplies and housewares. These are like checkbox to-do notepads. I love them because they're just super simple and modern and clean. The truth is, I don't use these. When I make my own to-do lists, they go into a notebook or on a sticky or something. So I thought maybe I would use these as freebies, as gifts when I'm giving a talk, public speaking. And the truth is, when I give a talk, I always give out products that I actually use, like open file boxes or Sharpies or labels. And these sat in my foyer for years. And they're, again, brand new, price tag still on them. Someone's gonna love them. I'm done trying to figure out how to use them. You're not gonna see what I just pulled out because that was a gift. I do not feel bad about giving away gifts that were lovingly given to me, but I would feel very bad if the gift giver saw me do it. So moving on. I know a lot of you have journals that you're not using, totally blank journals. This one, even as I'm holding it, I'm thinking of all the ways I can use it, but I've had it for probably 10 years. I love Indonesian batik prints. I kind of collect those, and I've kept this because I really love the print. But I need another journal, like I need a hole in my head. Maybe you can relate, so this doesn't make the cut. What is this? A business card holder that I just have never used. Here's another gift that I'm giving away. All you need to know is it's a gift and it's safe to give away gifts. I just don't want to show the entire world the gift. I feel really bad about that. We upgraded a spatula, so we're getting rid of this one. Again, another great example of the one thing in, one thing out rule. If you held on to every spatula you bought, you're gonna have 10, 20 crusty, old, molten spatulas. We try to only keep one. So somebody's gonna like a mostly new spatula that we moved on from. Here we're getting into clothes a little bit. This was one of my favorite black summer dresses for a long time. Long story short, I haven't worn it in 3 or 4 summers, so that goes in the donations bag. I have, forgot about these, 3 matching bud vases. The truth is, when I bring flowers home, I like a big bunch, and I'm not using bud vases so much anymore, and this didn't open up a ton of space under my kitchen sink, but just enough that it helped me rearrange absolutely everything. That was, believe it or not, a huge win. And now we're just kind of down to clothes. It's the end of summer, getting rid of a couple bathing suits. One was given to me. It didn't fit a friend. She thought I would like it. I never wore it. A couple of tank tops that I actually used to wear quite a bit, but don't anymore. And here, last couple things are yoga tops. I can be very sentimental about all things yoga gear. Tops especially, these are very old, as in probably 13 years. Because I remember going to a yoga retreat with my mom and sister in Costa Rica 13 years ago. And I wore this, and every time I pick it up and see it, I think about that retreat so fondly. But the truth is I have another 8, 10 yoga tops that I would wear instead of this, and I haven't worn this in ages. So this one does make me a little sad, but not really. That can go. That's it. That's the professional organizer's donations bag. Like I said, I'm going to take all those things to the thrift store today or tomorrow. Probably a week from now, we're going to have another one going, and I'm going to have to bear with looking at it. It's going to sit in the bedroom, or it's going to sit in the dining room. But you have to really pick your battles and weigh your pros and cons. And I'd rather always look at a donations bag sitting out instead of having all of these tiny things accumulate into a house full of crap and clutter. So if you have a donations bag or box always going, I would love to hear about that in the comments. If you have any other kind of tricks for reminding yourself to always donate and get rid of things, I would love to hear about that. If there were any surprises for you in my donations bag, let me know. Again, this is all kind of wrapped in the context of me being a professional organizer and really sharing with you the dirty work behind the scenes that I have to do personally to stay on top of my own clutter, my own house, my own life. So it's good to be back. Please leave a comment, and at this point there are couple dozen other minimalism videos in this series, so please subscribe to my channel and take a look at all of those and so many more. And don't forget to visit theinspiredoffice.com for a blog, an ebook, and so much more information that will inspire you to live lighter. Again, coming to you from Silver Spring, Maryland, my name is Kacy Paide of The Inspired Office.